Noodles and I, we got into this in the 4 p.m. hour, and there were so many names we couldn't even get to the Western Conference. But we'll revisit the East. Yeah. And we brought this up because of Mitch Marner, and everyone in Toronto, there's so much anxiety here about what's going to happen with Marner and what he wants and what the Leafs are willing to do. And we're taking the contract out of it, but we posed the question, simply forwards, because it gets too complicated when you add defense and goaltending because of the complexities of those positions and how different they are. Forwards, you would take over Mitch Marner for the next 8 years. You can sign an 8-year deal, an 8-year max. We won't go through the whole list. We'll just go through the guys that Noodles and I kind of were wavering on. And you give us your take. Would you take Marner or this other player? Again, salary cap doesn't matter. It's simply the player for the next 8 years. Let's pretend the cap doesn't count. Age does count, though. Marner or Evgeny Kuznetsov?
Oh, Marner.
Yeah, we both took Marner because of age. Marner or Pasternak?
Yeah, I think Pasternak's amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was a coin flip. I took Pasternak too, but it was very close.
Yeah,
like that's
a hard one.
I leaned Marner. Now listen, he played with Tavares. He had a great line mate too, but Pasternak's had the best line mates in the league.
And Marchand.
But he's a great player. That's how close it is. Marner for the next 8 years or Matthew Barzal?
Oh, Marner.
Yeah, I'd take Marner, but Barzal, man, he's shifty.
I think I leaned Barzal, but I was close. I think, center ice position, but Barzal is just as crafty. And I want to say that I think Barry Trotz may have helped Barzal kind of play a little bit more responsible, so he may have left some points on the table there, too.
Well, but here's the thing. Marner can kill penalties, Barzal doesn't.
And I actually made that point, too.
Yep.
So
yeah, they're both going to be terrific on the power play. They're both going to do their thing at 5-on-5. That's kind of a little bit of a swing vote for me there for Marner.
Mitch Marner or Jack Eichel?
Oh, I want to see Eichel in a year. I want to see if there's, and the reason I say that, guys, is like the first 3 games of the World Championships, he could have played with his suit on underneath him and not got it wet. And then I don't know what the hell happened, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, he's fantastic for the rest of the tournament. It wasn't even close. It was like a new Jack Eichel came and started to play. And that Jack Eichel, I really like. Big. He was physical. He skated. He shot the puck. I would take Eichel because I have some positional bias, I think. Mm-hmm. But it would be the things that he hasn't clicked in yet with concern me.
Yeah.
Like if I were to take Eichel, that concerns me a bit.
Marner's been much more consistent, but I agree with you. I'll take the size. I'll take the position. I think he can score more than Marner.
I took Eichel, but I've been an Eichel fan
too.
Since
But they're both close. Same age.
Yeah.
And Eichel gets hurt. The team he plays on hasn't helped him.
Exactly.
Marner's had help. You got to remember that.
Exactly.
Final one here. Next 8 years, Mitch Marner or Taylor Hall?
Marner.
Yeah, I took Marner too. Again, age.
I think age would spin it for me.
I gave the JFJ.
Okay, here's one: Marner or Nate McKinnon.
Oh, McKinnon all day.
Yeah. But I thought that was going to be one of them, and I was like, I wonder.
Well, that's in the West. That's what I'm saying. We didn't get would you take Marner or Rantanen for the next 8 years?
I still, as a little guy, I still can't look past the size thing and go, Rantanen is a giant.
Right. Same.
Like and so I can't quite get by that. And none of this means that
they're all great players.
Marner's,
no, they're all great players.
If you stuck me with the other one, I'd be fine. I'll tell you, I'll take Mitch Marner over $50 million of Kevin Hayes.
Well, no kidding.
Yeah, we were talking about
kidding. I mean, and that's what we're trying to get to. We actually wanted to talk about the player because, everything's you got to get the calculator out and everything's about offer sheets and RFA and leverage and who do you compare it to? And, I was thinking about it today. I'm like, let's just come up with a list of 15 or 20 guys in the league And he's in these categories.
Right, and he's
a great player.
And then you can start to argue, well, that guy signed 3 years ago, or this guy, but it's the calculator.
Let's talk about hockey
Yeah,
here.
let's talk about the actual players, and Marner's in those
He's a great player. I love him. I would be so rattled if he's not here next year, or he doesn't play a long time in Toronto. I think he deserves that. The team does. The fan base does. But
you know who's rattled? As you say, being rattled. How could the management staff not be rattled?
Right.
I mean, you're into this last week here before July 1st. They've got to be nervous. How could you not be? How could you not be?
They know.
Because now if you can't get the deal done, if it won't be done, the rest of it's out of your control, and that would be tough.
You have to take care of business, because at some point Kapanen and Janssen are going to call you, maybe Ron Hainsey, maybe a backup goalie, because by all accounts, Garrett Sparks is not a part of the future here. There's a lot that has to be done. Yeah. And yes, ideally you'd like to get Mitch Marner done, but it takes two to tango. And if Marner's not interested or isn't willing to take the final offer you put on the table today, he might in a month. And for the next month, there's not much you can do if you're Toronto.
Nope, you sit and you keep trying to bang away at it, but man, it would be tough.
Oh man, I'll bet you they can't believe they're flying to Vancouver. They're in Vancouver probably right now.
They're there, for sure.
They're here. I saw a bunch of them last night.
Yeah.
Just think, one of these days, Dubas is going to show up for a press conference with gray hair, and you're going to go, when did that happen?
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
You see it on coaches all the time. Nice jet black hair at the start of the season, and they either have no hair left or it's white at the end of the season.
And you're like, wow, that was fast. Their power play must really suck.
Exactly.
All right, buddy. We'll do it again tomorrow at 5.
Have a great day, guys. See ya.
There's Ray Ferraro, our TSN hockey analyst, joining us here on the Maple Toyota Hotline.